Hello shrimpers, Armand here from Shrimp Stop. This week we are going to do a quick how-to guide in how to set up an aquarium for cherry shrimp. So before we start, we would advise that you clean your tanks properly beforehand. You can use something like we are doing here, a sponge from a sponge filter and some hydrogen peroxide. So for the people that are safety conscious, please use gloves before you start cleaning your tank. In this case, where we're using hydrogen peroxide to clean it, we're not too bothered with it, seeing that it's not harmful for fish or shrimp. One top tip that we can give you, if you've got watermarks on your tank that you want to clean off that doesn't come off easily, use some white wine vinegar and a little sponge, elbow grease, and clean it off. It will come off. It is advised that you do it without fish or shrimp in the tank. Clean it, wash it off properly, maybe twice, and then fill it up with water again, and there you go. Before we forget, there might be a giveaway still running. Please look at the description for more information. So now that the tank is clean, we can move over to the next part. This is where you will need some gravel, regardless of what it is, some plants for your shrimp, a filter, and of course your tank. Now before I put any substrate or hardscape in the tank, I usually like to place my equipment in the tank first, just to get an idea of how everything is going to look and fit together. Another top tip, if your suction cups doesn't want to stick to the glass, use some saliva to wet it and stick it on there. Now after your equipment is in your tank, you can add your substrate. The substrate that we are using here is a gravel type that we've already washed off previously to get rid of any debris or dust that might have been accumulated on it. You can then use your hands or aquascaping tools to spread it out nicely and thinly, just deep enough for you to plant some plants in it if it's necessary. We would advise that it's a little bit higher in the back than the front, as we're going to do the majority of our planting in the back. After you're done with your substrate, you can start moving over to your hardscape. In this instance, we're only going to use rocks and plants. Place your hardscape in the best focal position and work from there. After you're done with your hardscape, you can then move over to the plants. The plants that we're going to use in this hardscape are going to be mostly crypts and some stem plants. Take precaution with the crypt roots so that they're nice and covered with the substrate, the stem plants as well, but as you might know, stem plants you can trim often and replant and they will grow back. We would advise that you do some research on the type of plants that will work in the substrate that you are using. Most stem plants and crypts work good in gravel type substrates, and you can go for harder plants in aqua soil. Another top tip, if you're planting, remember to keep a spray bottle handy to keep the plants wet. Now after the majority of your plants are in and you're happy with the layout and how it's going to look after everything is grown in, you can move over to your mosses and start placing that. We are going to tie some Java moss onto the rocks, and we'll quickly show you how to do that. Take the moss, spread it out thinly over the rock. In this instance, we're going to use some cotton thread to tie the moss onto the stone. Cotton thread of course breaks down over time in your water, but usually after the moss has already attached itself to the rock. Other stuff that you can use to attach moss to wood or rock are fishing line, some types of super glue and normal nylon thread. none of these break down in your tank, and if you don't remove it, it will always stay in your tanks. So after you're done planting all your plants and moving the hardscape back that you've just did the moss on, step back, have a look at the tank, see that you're happy, move a little here or there if you're not, and then go put your tank where it's going to be standing. Just before we go, we'll give you a quick update of our 4-foot rescape project. There will be another video to follow on the progress of this in the coming weeks. Guys, thanks for watching till the end. If you'd like to view more of our videos, have a look here, and also remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more of our videos. Thanks and goodbye.